Hey, Mike McGroarty, this is Dustin. Some of you, know Dustin pretty well. Some of you maybe not. But anyway, I want to thank you for taking a look at this. What we're doing is we're getting ready to do a live webinar about internet marketing. This is something that we started to do. We're going to offer to our backyard growers because they all want to learn how to sell plants on the internet. They want to know how to do a web page and how to make all that work. So Dustin and I have decided to do a webinar. It's going to be, I don't know, probably close to an hour, maybe longer. It's going to be live, interactive training, so it's going to be interactive. You're actually going to be able to ask questions and kind of, so it's really going to be everything that you need to know about doing business online and a website and all that stuff, because nobody is doing it correctly. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world today, and it's really easy to watch the news and decide that the world's coming to an end, but it's not. All we're doing is going through a cycle, just like we have for years and years and years. The United States Postal Service is in trouble. It's not because they did anything wrong. It's because the world has changed. Technology has changed. So, and that doesn't mean, that's not a bad thing, because what this has done is this has created a gold rush of 2014, and everybody is throwing up a website, and they're trying to do business online and sell products and sell services and sell whatever it is. And that's all good. That's fine and well. Dustin and I were just talking, and we figure what, maybe bare minimum, 10,000 new websites a day.
Yeah, at least that.
So
I mean, there's the companies like One and One Website and Web.com. They've got their message scattered everywhere, so everyone's just jumping on that bandwagon of starting a site. But what they're doing is taking the plain generic templates that these companies offer and then calling that their site, and that's really not the best way to have an online business. So
yeah, so what's happening is everybody's latching onto this dream, and I embrace that. I endorse that. It's a great idea. And all the small businesses across America have websites, but it's just not working for them. And it's not because the internet doesn't work. It's because they haven't really learned how to make this work. So what we're going to do, I mean, we just celebrated 15 years. When I started, I knew absolutely nothing. I mean, I knew nothing about the internet. I barely knew how to use a computer. And I stumbled along and I figured some stuff out, and I've made it work, and we're pretty successful. We've got, I mean, we get new prospects into our list every day. I don't know where we at now, like 50 or 80 a day. People join our mailing list. We've got 160,000 people on our email list, and I'm telling you that to tell you this: we got it figured out. We know what we're doing, and most people don't. So there's two people that really are going to benefit from this webinar. One are our backyard growers, because this is going to really help them to sell plants online and figure out how to really make their websites, do all the heavy lifting for them. And the other person is, you can sit at home and show people or help people with their website and their online marketing and all of that. So basically what we're going to do, we're giving you the opportunity to master a skill that will change people's lives. I absolutely know that to be a fact. So no matter what your station is in life, you are going to learn some pretty serious stuff in this webinar, because once you go through this webinar with us, every time you go to a website, you're going to say, oh boy, they did that wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. So I don't know, what else are we trying to...
Well, I mean, on the webinar, we're not just going to, it's not going to be like this where we're just standing here and talking about it. We're going to show you screen captures of web pages that we think are done correctly, why they're done correctly, and how you can do the same thing. You're going to be able to see our screen, the mouse and everything moving around. So it's going to be more of a hands-on webinar. It's not just going to be us up here talking. So,
and I think what's going to happen is you're going to realize that there's a lot that goes into this. It's not difficult stuff, it's not complicated stuff, but there's a lot of thought that goes into every single web page that we do. The internet changes fast, but there's some things that will never change. So really, the internet is no different. All the internet is it's a different form of media. Years ago, back, I don't know, maybe the 1800s, people started advertising in print media. There were little local town newspapers, and the guy standing on the corner, hawking the newspaper or whatever the little news report was, and people bought ads in there, and they were selling, pharmaceuticals and snake oil, and I mean, if you look at some of that old marketing, well, the internet's no different than that. It's just a different media. Today, people are using they're on their phone, they're on their iPad, they're on mobile traffic. All of that has changed, even what we are doing. We've had to adapt to that. It's not a bad thing. It's just where it's progress, and we need to embrace that. And a lot of people that are on my mailing list are close to my age. Some of them are older, some are younger. But I'm 58 years old, and I have a pretty good grasp of this stuff. Dustin has been with me full time now for a little over 3.5 years. He owns this stuff. I mean, he really gets the whole technical side of this. So in this webinar, you're going to get a lot of old school stuff from me that really makes it work. You're going to get the best updated stuff that Dustin understands fully, especially how to make a website so it's mobile friendly, because what's 45% today or
about 30% of our traffic is on some kind of a mobile device.
But across the internet,
across the internet is probably closer to 45 or 50 even.
So those mobile devices, they're not going away, and how people use the internet are not going away. And we're really up to speed on this, because we spend a great deal of time with people who really know this technology and understand it, and they are light years ahead of everybody else. I mean, I'm not going to tell you that we invented all of what we're going to teach you. We didn't. We learned from other people. We just spent a few days with some people. One of the guys there was running little tiny ads, about 1 inch by 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and he was selling a product that ended up being about $4,800 a month. $4,800 a month, and he's using a little tiny online ad to do that. So we're going to get into all of that, whether you need to do ads like that. We're going to talk about how, especially in your local area, there's a ton of things that you can do so that you own that web space in your local city. Nobody does that. We see this stuff all the time, where somebody should be the #1 listing on Google for whatever they do in their hometown. They are not.
And it's so easy to do. It's really easy to do.
I'll give you an example. If you type in the keyword phrase lawnmower repair in a certain city that's local to us, I own the #1 ranking on Google, and I have for 3 or 4 years. I don't do lawnmower repair. I don't know how to fix a lawnmower. But I don't. I hire someone to do it. But the reason that I have that #1 ranking on Google is because I created a very simple page to show some friends of mine, some fellow business people. I was in a mastermind group with them, and I said, this is so easy. And I put that thing up, and it's been there for 3.5, 4 years. So if somebody's looking for lawnmower repair in this small town, they see me. I don't do a lawnmower repair. But anyway, the reason I'm telling you that is because we're going to show you how to get this done and how to own these listings on a local area. I mean, there's just so much. I mean, this webinar is going to be intensive. We're going to cover a ton of stuff. So all we're doing in this video is we're asking you to opt in, watch the webinar, and I hope you learn a skill that I know this skill will change people's lives. It could change your life. It could change other people's lives. I want you to pay attention to what's going on in the world and going on around you. Everybody is trying to embrace the internet. People who are going to work every day, they're commuting 2.5, 3 hours in traffic, they're in high stress jobs, they're really not very comfortable or very happy. They would love to know how to do this. If you found just one of those people that really wants to learn this stuff, and they figure out that you're the expert in this, and you need to understand, I started out, I knew nothing, but you know what, it's like building a brick wall. You take one brick, you put it in the wall, you own that. Then you take another brick, you put that one in the wall, you own that. So don't think you can't do this, because I can do it, and I am definitely no smarter than anybody on my list. I promise you that. So don't be overwhelmed with it. Just to go on a webinar, kind of figure out what you're doing, and by the end of the webinar, you are going to know more than probably everybody in your hometown about how to make the internet work for you. What else?
We'll be there to answer questions too. There'll be like a live chat box where you can answer your questions. We'll ask them live so everyone else can hear the answers. That's really it.
Yeah, we're going to really try really hard to make this, you know, we've never done this, and we're ready to get it out there in front of you. So anyway, there's an opt-in box right here below our feet somewhere. Just opt in, and then we're not, this is going to happen really quickly, but we don't have the exact date yet because we've got a couple other things that we got to get in place. And so anyway, put your email address below, and as soon as as soon as we have information in a couple of days, we're going to let you know, and this thing is going to happen, and it's going to be a blast. And I really hope that you're going to be there. What'd I miss?
Nothing. That's it. Look forward to seeing you there.
All right, thank you.